Welcome back to Talk of the Town. With me now, I have our news partner, the Medicine Shop Pharmacy, Monona, and I have the owner himself. This is Eric Hewitt, and he's also a pharmacist over there. Thanks for being with us today.
Thanks again for having me back.
Now, you brought a lot of different things today. I love the visuals, great stuff to learn, and you guys are so focused on customer service over at the Medicine Shop, and I know we've talked about that multiple times. And because of that focus, you guys also do some unique types of packaging. So let's talk about those different options.
Yeah, so not every patient, is able to manage their own medications quite the way they want, but maybe they're not ready to need full-time help or to be, in an assisted living facility. So at the Medicine Shop, we like to, provide a range of packaging options for them that can help them properly manage their medications so they're getting the most out of their medications, not taking their medications incorrectly or doubling up, that kind of thing. So we have a couple of different options, and I brought a couple here today. We have the standard med box or med cassette that set up meds for a week at a time. And then we also have something a little bit more advanced in the CompuMed machine, which is basically just like a locked med box, and we can go into that a little bit later, but it provides another level of security and assurance. And then we also do some blister packing for the people that are in assisted living facilities that complies with what the state requires when somebody's in that facility.
So all sorts of different options that you guys
kind of
offer.
Run the gamut, yeah.
And so this option may be good for somebody who maybe can remember the different times throughout the day. I see they're labeled for every day of the week, morning, noon, evening, and bedtime, which is really helpful, different colors. When would an option like this be better for someone that's more of an, automated machine?
Yeah, I mean, we usually go to this if somebody just has maybe a complicated regimen, and rather than dealing with multiple bottles or they don't have a family member that can set it up, that's when we do this.
I said to Eric, even I could use this for vitamins throughout the day just to remind you to have out and when to take things.
Absolutely. I think a lot of people do that, and they set it up themselves. So, but where this comes into play is, again, it's kind of the next level. And so maybe if you have a family member that has dementia or memory issues, also maybe some abuse issues, and that doesn't necessarily mean that it's intentional abuse either. It's just that they forgot they took them or something along those lines. What this does is it takes a med box like this, locks it in this machine, and it only dispenses at certain times of the day, gives an audible reminder to the patient, hey, you're supposed to take your medications. You pull a little drawer out, it's got the medication you're supposed to take at that time, and it won't dispense meds again until it's the next time. So those people that further memory issues, that kind of is the next step for them.
What a great tool for people to still keep their independence if maybe they aren't in an assisted facility, but also for family members who maybe you're helping care for a loved one, and that might be quite a burden to be there, morning, noon, evening, and before bedtime to help dispense medications. So what a great tool.
And we get that a lot from the families that we serve, that it gets to be too much for them to handle. Plus, we're in the medication business, we're the medication experts, so we can ensure that what's in here is correct, there's not any interactions or anything like that. So yes, it keeps people independent and takes care of a burden off of family members, absolutely.
So when is the blister packaging used versus these two different options right here?
The blister packing is actually for assisted living facilities most times. I mean, we have had people in their own homes that do that, and most times that's going to be if you have a full-time caregiver coming in. And again, that's a state requirement for that level of care, because the people have to punch those medications out and then also write down on a record, we administered these meds at that time. So that's more if there's actual help involved, full-time nursing staff and stuff like that.
So is there an additional cost for these extra services here?
There is. I mean, obviously you can imagine that it's time-consuming. It's not just filling the meds for people. So if anybody is out there interested in doing that, we'd love to help you. We got room. We deliver on a weekly basis when we fill these med boxes. So just call the Medicine Shop, and we can go over your options and the different prices for those.
And quick before we go, do all pharmacies offer these different types of packaging?
Unfortunately not. I would always check with the other pharmacies to see if they do that. Most times your independent pharmacies, your local pharmacies will probably have some version of something like this, but a lot of time the chains do not.
What a great service to offer people, and you guys offer so many different services. Be sure to check them out. Again, this is Eric Hewitt, and he's with the Medicine Shop Pharmacy of Monona. Thanks for being with us today.
Thanks again for having me.
And thank you to all of our guests, and thank you for watching today. You can find us next time only on Talk of the Town on Wisconsin's 57.